Names, Nombres by Julia Alvarez, presented by Julia Alvarez. This story is about a young girl whose family migrated from the Dominican Republic to the United States that has to deal with Americans not being able to pronounce her family's names. They gave her different nicknames like Judy Alcatraz instead of Julia Alvarez and pronounced her name incorrectly a lot. Many Americans could also not understand all of her family relationships and why her family was so huge. She was often singled out as a foreigner, which she didn't enjoy. By the time she had grown up, she was known under so many names that she wasn't sure which one she should go by for her career as an author. This story is about immigration and acceptance, cultural differences, how names can change between languages, and being seen as a foreigner even though you are not. Julia's main conflict is about Americans that keep mispronouncing her name and not understanding her family's customs. She feels that Americans look at her differently than people at home used to. In this character versus society type of conflict, she has a fixed mindset to what she is used to, instead of a growth one of things that are different than another country. In the story, Julia talks about many different conflicts she had to face, like the one time an immigration officer mispronounced her family's name. She wanted to correct the officer, but in fear of not being let in, she stayed quiet. This shows that she knows when to be quiet, but that pronunciation is also very important to her. In school, she often felt singled out. She hated when she was called a foreigner. She sometimes even felt ashamed when being called out. This shows us that she wants to fit in with the others, and she also wants to be seen as an American. Another issue she faced is that many Americans don't know where the Dominican Republic lies, which explains why the Dominican ancestry in the US is less than 0.5%. Instead, she gives them a vague answer as to where her country is located. She doesn't take this personally because she knows they only mean well. So how did her mindset transition from a fixed one into a growth one? When she first came here, she had a fixed mindset and wanted to keep her cultural name. But American culture was different and people acted differently than she had expected. It took her some time to get used to all the new names and the new culture, but after a few years she learned to accept it, while still not forgetting her family's culture. In a way, I feel kind of similar to her. I have also lived in the US for an extensive amount of time, and I also feel partially American, although I've never been treated as a foreigner like her. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.